What's going on, guys? Gilly Del Tres here, creator of Under the Flesh Layer, Pistoleta, Galactic Rodents of Mayhem, and the Deep Dark. I'm joined here with Ron, Christian. We're here to talk some Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker. It's going to be full-on spoilers. Pretty much just, we're just going to dialogue about what we liked about the movie, what we didn't like.
There's not much we liked, just saying.
But I just want to have it out there. I know there's a ton of people doing videos, but again, everyone has a specific viewpoint. Everyone has a perspective, and I'm just going to jump into, going to just right into what I liked about the Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker. Now, there's a lot to digest because we have The Force Awakens, and I have my questions on that and how it ended. I know J.J. Abrams was trying to set up a bunch of stuff. Rian Johnson went his own way, which was a horrible way, which was just like a misguided way. And then we have J.J. Abrams trying to wrap up or trying to do some quick, bandage job on what I see as like a open wound. It's horrible for me. Again, let's talk to positivity. CGI was great in my opinion. The score was excellent.
The score was really good. John Williams always delivers.
And there are definitely key parts that make it feel somewhat Star Wars-y.
The actors did a decent job with what they were given. I felt. Yeah, the acting
was okay. Adam Driver, I think, was good. Was it Oscar Isaac as Poe Dameron? He had his little moments.
Yeah.
Rey, it's not that I don't like Rey. I just feel like she was mishandled in everything. I mean, she could have been amazing.
So, I'm glad you brought up Rey because, she's a Mary Sue, and then so are a bunch of other female characters. Like
she's really overpowered. But she could have been incredible.
The difference between Rey and someone like Captain Marvel, for example, is that Rey is not unlikable. Like, I don't hate her character.
No, I don't. I'm being honest. I like Rey.
Captain Marvel, I think she's just a terrible person. I don't like her as a character.
Forget Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel, Captain Marvel's old, right? Let's focus on Rey here, right? Rey, we have good things about Rey. We like her as a character. As far as we don't hate her, like you're saying. We get that. I just think that there was so much that could have been done well. And J.J. Abrams, he's, her history's secretive. And then in the second part, it's like, okay, she has no history. Then the third part, it's like her and Princess Leia, who's now Jedi Masters. And it's like, okay. Yeah. And she's like, don't be afraid of who you are.
Yeah.
She doesn't even know who she is. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Like, there's no build up. There's so much fun that could have been done with Rey. Yeah. And that's a missed opportunity.
Very missed opportunity.
Yes, she was OP because, again, spoilers, right? She's doing forced
levitation,
forced healing, forced backflipping all over the place.
Well, the thing is, though, here, in and of itself, those things are not a bad thing. But the issue is
teaching her this. My thing is, who teaches her?
First of all, who's teaching her this? And second of all, there's no build-up. There's no... Whenever I've seen or read anything about Star Wars where they introduce a new Jedi power, a new Force power, there's build up to it. There's lore. There's an earning of that power, of that ability to the characters. You'll see it on Rebels. When you watch Rebels, you'll see it on Rebels. You
see it in the Star Wars movies.
Yeah.
Right? In the original ones, in a classic. Even, with Obi-Wan Kenobi, he's a master. You already understand he's sought out. So when he does these tricks, you kind of wonder, will Luke ever learn this? And eventually it takes him a while to learn some of these tricks. But there's foreshadowing there. You're kind of seeing, there's something about these powers. Even if you look at the video games with Jedi Fallen Order, like when you get a new ability, there's like a training that goes with it.
Yeah, along with your old master, the flashback kind of gameplay sequence where you learn from that ability again, but it's a flashback, so you already knew it.
Exactly. So my thing with Rey is that she never had a true master. She's trying to look for Skywalker because we're thinking he's going to be this master type. That just panned out horribly in The Last Jedi. And then
she learned what in 1 year from Leia, who wasn't even a full Jedi, who gave up on her training way before.
That's the thing.
And a couple of books. That's it. We're supposed to believe that she learned from a halfway Jedi and a couple of books. No,
that's the problem. So that's one problem. The issue with Rey is just where they're going with that. The force healing of that snake. You know, she's going to do the force healing again.
Yeah. No, in and of itself, I don't have a problem with the force healing, but there's no
issues with the
learning
healing.
to it.
That's what our problem is. The problem is she's doing all these OP type moves, and there's no there's no foundation of where this came from, of who even showed her the way. We know these moves exist. We played Knights of the Old Republic. We know force healing and some of the video games. Like, we get it. You know what I'm saying? And then her force holding the ship. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a big ass force power. You know, like even Yoda when in the Return of the Jedi, when he's rising, like the X-wing to that's like, you could see there's he's fighting, he's finessing, he's trying to get, and she's like the ship is flying away. She's like grabbing it, and then Kylo Ren is like it's just
struggling with it.
It's silly, my God, it's silly, dude. It's silly. Now here's the thing. It's like a mishmash. It's almost like there's so much it's like you got a pot.
Oh no,
and you're just throwing everything in there, and then you're thinking maybe this is gonna taste good.
Yeah,
but for me, none of the ingredients tasted good.
The pacing was really, really bad. Really bad.
The beginning of the movie, you have this open, what we're getting into. Then we see Kylo Ren. He's destroying all these people to get this cool little artifact that takes him to Palpatine. Yeah, Palpatine's in. So here's the thing with Palpatine, right? Apparently,
he's just back. There's no explanation. No one understands
it. No one understands it, right? So you build up him back. Now, my problem with Palpatine is if he's in this, coming back behind the scenes through the shadows. Again, we have no build up. Again, we don't have no trickling, dropping the breadcrumbs for us to understand this.
Nothing. I mean, this should have been done in Last Jedi. This setup should have been a thing in the last movie.
There's a problem when you go from director to director, where you have no source, where you have a ton of what we call Legends resources that you don't use, and you try to just pull something out of your ass and try to make it stick narratively, and you're dealing with a fan base that is as true as they come, as loyal as they come, that know their stuff, and this is what we get. Disney's totally way capable of better. Palpatine coming back, I mean, obviously it was just stretched because they needed a bad guy, because you're trying to set up Snoke as something, and it turns out he's a clone, and this glass ain't going nowhere.
A clone of who? A clone of some random person? For a clone to work, you would have to know the original source of the clone,
and we're never
nobody.
We're never going to get that. So that's one thing. So that's just handled horribly. Now he has a legion of followers, right? And I think that was interesting to me, because when I always talk about the Sith, the Sith don't exist or something, I was like, man, that could have been a whole legion of Sith that could have been sent out.
I think
places in the galaxy.
I think a much cooler idea for Palpatine's plan would have been him rebuilding the Sith Empire. Like, that would have been a much better idea.
Either way, they didn't do that because, again, you got to wrap up the movie. But I thought that would have been more interesting. But no, we got all these ships that, like Star Destroyer ships, out of the ground, literally out of the ground. So apparently they were building all this through time, whatever. And he has he had like this thought out plan, because the darkness, we survive through abilities. Okay, I get that. It's like, I get it. I thought the cool effects with him in the dark, with the light flickering, I thought was awesome. They had
that was cool. The throne and the planet that they were on was really cool.
All that was cool. Now, it's like, okay, he has his master plan, and it's all in Kylo Ren's hands. But if you know anything, and you're a guru, and you're this master Sith coming back from the dead, I feel like you would know the mess that is Kylo Ren. I feel like how he just. You can't trust him. I thought that. I don't know.
He's obviously conflicted.
I would feel that you would know that, and you wouldn't put this big loyal plan up in his arms, or just. I would imagine that didn't work out. And then Rey is a Palpatine. Wow. Okay. Great.
Oh God.
Whatever.
Just so.
But your way of whatever is passing it on to her. How the hell?
Like taking over her body and possessing. I mean that idea is not new.
Was that good? Was he saying, we're going to take over your body? You got to kill me. I got to take over your body. It was almost like she was going to kill him to be evil and carry on the name. It just
why would she? Well, the thing is, though, why would he tell her that she needs to kill him in order for him to go into power? Because if he tells her that she's not going to kill him, because she knows that's not the way to do it.
Convoluted mess. It's convoluted narrative mess. That's what I'm trying to say. That doesn't make sense. Now, I do think it was cool how he sucks the force powers out of Kylo and Rey, and he like gets rejuvenated. And like I'm telling you, the fact that he took out all that fleet with his force lightning, I'm like, wow, I kind of that like it's cool. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I mean, that's the Star Wars geek in me. That's like, wow, I think that was
at the same time though. Like it's a little much at the same time.
Hey, he's coming back. He has all this. He's rejuvenated. Yeah, it's a bit much. I get it. He's knocking out all this whole fleet. Of course, Rey's not gonna stay down. She hears the whispers of all the past Jedi. You got all the Jedi living in you. It's such a rush job hackneyed piece of like it's just it doesn't work. It's just like. It doesn't work, man. You expect me to get this emotional impact, like like it just falls flat. All the action sequences for me fall flat. The dog fighting in space fall flat because there's no space, because there's nothing. The fight with her and Kylo.
I didn't feel anything. It's just like, oh, look, there's cool ships on screen. Yay!
Okay. The fight with her and Kylo. And the thundering waters around, beautiful imagery. But it's just like,
man, it's very man.
Is she gonna get her hand cut off by Kylo? We're gonna get some kind of like nothing's gonna happen. Nothing. Now it's kind of looking like Kylo.
That would have been cool.
Of course,
that would have been a nice mirror to the other movies. Her getting her hand cut off.
But she didn't get hurt. She never gets hurt. That's my problem. So she's never in danger. And it seems like he's having his way, but of course, Jedi Leia does this force I don't know. She does this force mind thing, and she speaks to Kylo. He gets stabbed by Rey, who takes a cheap shot while he's obviously zoned out, and then she feels bad about it, brings him back to the dead. It's like this. It's just again, that's another gripe I have. Is Leia? I think was because she died, and just how they fit Leia in, I thought was good. I tipped my hat off there. Because I really thought that was handled well on Disney's part. It was kind of believable, and I thought that was great. Overall, it's you have Kylo, he's interesting, he becomes Ben, and then we got Harrison Ford out of nowhere, which I thought it was cool to see him. But again, it's almost like it was so stupid how you killed your dad in the first place. I get it. It was also so stupid how Han Solo has this legacy, but then through 30 years. He's just floating around in space with Chewie. I mean, like, and then whatever. So, but then we get this emotional moment where it has to be, accepted that he can go from Kylo to Ben, and the dad is like, like, I love you, son. I like it. It's insinuated that we're okay with this. But for me, that might be a moment that might tug on your heartstrings. For me, I was literally rolling my eyes in the movie theater. I'm like, it's
I went back and forth between the two emotions of that getting to me, but then thinking it's so stupid. It was weird. It was like a weird mix of emotions.
Everything in the story was convenient. It's like they're looking for this. They got to go here to get this, but then it's like right here. It's like right there. It's like everything's so convenient. Luke couldn't find this Sith holocron. But Rey and Poe and Finn find it within a matter of minutes, casually, randomly, and then the snake lets them out of the hole. They're introducing new characters here that I don't care about. We have Finn and his other stormtrooper female pal.
We have that girl that Poe knows also.
Zora Bliss, who's just boring. Is this merchandise? Is this a way to just sell new merchandise, new characters that don't mean anything? But they're boring. Who cares? The Knights of Ren, these cool looking. What were they? Just look cool. They were right there. They captured Chewie, and then you think Chewie's dead. And here's the thing: if Chewie dies, it's like, wow, that's the way he goes. And then it's like, hold up, you can't kill Chewie that way. But imagine if you did kill Chewie, it would be like, wow, there's some stakes there. Hold up, no one's safe. It kind of what happens? You kill him, but then like off screen, oh no, I feel him in the Force. He's alive. Oh, he's alive. All right, yeah, great. It's just like, what the freak? This is like your emotions are silly putty, and people are just jacking it all around. It doesn't work for me. and I guess it's a storyteller in me, and where I take it a little bit more serious. I feel like again, it was just a mess.
It was a complete mess. And
the new droid, they even had a new droid. What was the deal with that new droid? What was the purpose?
It's just to sell more toys. That's
C-3PO was interesting, but then they're trying.
You know what? I gotta say, one of my favorite things about the movie was 3PO was actually on point. I actually enjoyed him in the movie a lot. Personally, I thought he was good in the movie.
He was cool. I liked his character. I just thought it was silly that, the only way he could know this thing is by wiping his memory. I get it. Now it's like, okay, we're gonna lose C-3PO, and then he gives his heartwarming speech. I just want to last look at my friends, and it's just like, what? You guys never had anything in the other movies, even a sentence.
Exactly. I was like, what about Han Solo and R2D2? Weren't they your friends for a lot longer than these people have been your friends?
Here's the thing: at the end of the movie, right, we get like a lot of hugging. We even have a girl-on-girl kiss there. Congratulations, diversity.
But points.
But instead of having a moment where Chewie might be hugging C-3PO, we don't have that. We just have a moment where they're kind of like next to each other, but we don't get a close-up, designated 4-second, 5-second hug or anything like that with the iconic characters. Are you serious? We get Billy D. Williams, who was pretty cool. We get Billy D. Williams and the new Stormtrooper or the ex-Stormtrooper chick who is close to Finn. I don't remember her name.
Like mother-daughter thing going on there.
I don't know. And he's like, she's like, I don't have family. I don't know my story. I don't know, whatever. Sorry if I'm babbling here. And Billy D. Williams like, well, I guess we got to get to know it. I guess there's time to get to know it. It's just like, really?
That was so like, what? That was random and weird. Like,
it's just dumb. It's dumb. It doesn't work. I mean, whoever's the
or don't even get me started on the whole Maz giving Chewie a medal thing. That was so stupid. Oh god,
very stupid. Finn's another one. Finn, we're playing around it. He's force sensitive. In the first movie, I thought he was dead. I thought he'd be paralyzed. I thought it'd be something cool. He comes back stronger than ever. You took a lightsaber to the back, brother. I don't know how that didn't rupture your spine. I don't know how. I don't. We didn't even have, like, you were paralyzed and we get this cybernetic augment for you. We get nothing. And it's like, okay, force sensitive, whatever. And he's like, he has his heart on for Rey. It's creepy, right? It's like, Rey. It's like, she's fighting Kylo Ren. Rey. And it's like, we got to go. No, I can't leave without Rey. And Rey just upends and dips without him. Did you get that?
Yeah.
She just takes her planet. She's gone. And they're just like, bro, you were losing over Rey, and she just done left without you. Like, not even say, "Hey, I'll be right back."
Yeah.
Like, it's just.
What was it that he was gonna tell her? Like,
who knows? We'll never know. And frankly, I don't even care. It's serious.
That movie was. My hope here is I don't know. My wishful thinking. Do you think Disney knows how much they screwed up with this movie? Do you think they don't know? I think they know.
What's the deal with tossing lightsabers, right? We still have the tossing lightsabers around. Everything tossing lightsaber. She want to burn the lightsaber. Luke's ghost, grabs it. This is a weapon you don't mess with. That felt like, you know what I mean? Like, you had a good moment where he could have been like a mentor, but now we get this Force ghost telling her everything.
It's too little, too late.
It's too
how they tried to fix Luke in this movie. I'm like, no.
It's too Deus Ex Machina. It's like, okay, he just comes, he just tells you what you have to do, where to go, gives you everything you need. It's just like, it's too convenient. Again, this is just a rush job. It's a rush job. What happens when you don't take care? And this is Disney, $1 billion corporation. You guys there's no excuse. It's power play here, ego tripping. They want this, they want that, and it turned out to be trash. What was I gonna say?
My hope here is that I don't know. Do you think Disney knows how much they screwed up? That's my question.
Hold up, we got a Hobbit cameo. Remember the Hobbit cameo?
Oh yeah.
Was it Dominic Moynihan? I think Pippin. I think. Or Marin, it was just fun to see. He was just randomly in there talking like he knows what's going on. I'm like, okay, that was just off. Nice that you got a little paycheck. Then we have this general. He's supposed to be this badass general, right?
Oh, the one that shoots.
Now here's the thing. we already know Hux was garbage because again, there was no. So he was a spy all along. Okay, wow, originality. Okay, great. He was a spy, and I love his like. I just want to see Rey. I just want to see Ren lose. I just want to see Kylo lose. Okay, so again, that's all he wants.
He's just being whiny.
His whole ambition is to see Kylo Ren lose, and once we find out he's the spy, the new general just like pops him right in the chest from point blank range. I love that. For me, that was the best scene in the whole movie. I'm serious. I love that. But I don't love is that this guy didn't have a name. But apparently you're painting it that he served Palpatine in the old wars. So was he a Sith? Was he? I don't know. We never know.
No, he was probably just an Imperial officer of some sort.
He was garbage. He just is blown up in a ship. There was nothing there. He just looked like a meanie. But again, it's just so much that was so wrong in here. Ben Solo dying. You think he's dead. He comes back. He raises Rey from the dead. And then he dies and vanishes in like seconds.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it's just like, okay, you're playing with this no one can die back and forth thing. You're playing that he's a good guy. We're going for the happy, cheesy, all happy ending. And you kill him off and you leave him dead. Like, really?
I did think he was one of I thought he was pretty I thought that was pretty well done. But that's one of the very few things I liked about the movie.
I didn't like I thought it was just cheap. It's just cheap. Because again, he wasn't a real bad guy. He's having this good bad thing, and then but he disappears so quick. Like, what is that? Like, for me,
the movie just lacked a decent bad guy.
Exactly. So, I mean, I think you should have kept Kylo Ren as a bad guy. We didn't do that, and we had Palpatine forced in there for good measure, and he ran his course. And I feel like there could have been a lot.
Well, let's not forget that this movie erases Anakin's sacrifice at the end of Return of the Jedi. Just like, oh, whatever, it doesn't matter anymore.
Totally erases it. And at the end of the movie, we have the lightsabers. She buries the lightsabers. So for me, I took that as the Jedi are dead and buried. That's just the way I took it. You're not teaching anything new. She's this OP goddess of the Force. With everything she can do with the Force, I'm surprised she didn't calm the waters to walk across to where she needed to go instead of taking this, was it like plane ship over the thing? And it's like you have a perfect story to keep the Jedi Order, to keep a balance, to show that, hey, the Jedis are going to keep on going because we're going to make sure no evil overcomes or whatever. She buries the lightsabers like, I'm just done with this chapter. I don't know.
It was bad. I hope that Disney finds a way to retcon this trilogy out of existence. Like, I don't know. I think that animation is the way to go. Disney Plus and animation, like both of those things, Disney could potentially fix this, but they have to.
The only way Disney could fix this, in my opinion, is if they would admit defeat, say, hey, guess what? We botched this. We're going to retcon this for George Lucas's vision. We're going to go with his vision. And you have him in there as like a George R. Martin where he has to approve everything. You have to convince, you got to do whatever, and you go a new way with a new trilogy that's set roughly the same time. You're already using the CGI for Harrison Ford or for Leia or whatever. You just do that for whatever parts they have for whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Well, that's why I think animation would be better, because you could have those you could set the movie earlier and have those characters be younger.
The animation has its own thing. You got your Clone Wars. You need live action. The Mandalorian showing live action works good. Yeah. There's a hunger for live action. There's always going to be a hunger for live action. Animation is going to do its thing. It's going to be great. But if you ever want to, because for me, the classic trilogy is classic. The George Lucas prequel trilogy, for me, it's still good. It's decent. I feel like all the hiccups that they had.
Well, yeah, but could you imagine an animated movie with an even bigger budget, like a Pixar movie or something like that? I mean, I think that looked pretty sweet.
I don't care. The last thing I care about is special effects. I care about substance. I care about.
No, but I'm saying, we
have the Clone Wars. I'm that's good on that. We have a season 7 of the Clone Wars. You're gonna have now an Obi-Wan Kenobi story. You're always going to have Star Wars animation. I'm thinking.
The Obi-Wan show is live action.
No, I get that, but what I'm saying is that it's still something of familiarity. It's like a character it's nothing new and fresh. So I feel like if you're gonna go with a new trilogy, or you're gonna do like if you're gonna retcon it, if we're hypothetically speaking, you got to do it in a way where you got to keep. For me, as live action is gonna work. That's just for me. I see it as live action. You can definitely do that, but for the main trilogy, you need actors, man. I'm just saying that's just my opinion. George Lucas's original trilogy is great. But with this being canon to that, it's
I don't like that. I want that to be stricken from canon. I don't want this to be official. I just don't.
I don't think we'll be so lucky. Everything with this movie was so disconnected. Even if you think about the newer characters, trying to be like, oh, Chewie, and like they're all best friends, like since when? And then it's like, they're referencing other characters like they know, like. All of a sudden, like Palpatine is like, oh yeah, Palpatine's back. Oh yeah, Palpatine is like, it just was off, man. It just felt so there's no connection there. It just felt way off. And I feel like I can't like this movie the way I wanted to. There were glimmers of beauty there. There were glimmers of what could have been, because Rey is a cool character that she could have been really magnified.
Very, very awesome. Yeah,
it could have been really special. Finn could have been awesome. If you keep that whole Force sensitive and he kind of feels this remorse over the stormtroopers, because you have stormtroopers and apparently they were kid slaves, or apparently something's going on here. So that they're most of them are pulled against their will to be forced as soldiers, and he's killing them left and right. Boom, boom, whoa, boom.
Yeah.
Dude, don't you have some part of emotion that's like, man, these are people in bondage, forced to do war. That
I used to probably be like buddies with this one or that one, but I don't know.
Not even that, but it's just like, imagine you just rescue them. You know what I mean? And like you just try to save them, and you kind of like try to get them out of that brainwashing, and you try, like there's a lot that could be done there. But instead, it's a joke. It's like when he meets the other one, like, yeah, I was F2314. Yeah, I was like. We don't talk about what made you just not want to follow the order or the empire, and why the ones that you're shooting just decide to. I mean, like that's an angle that's so fresh, that can be so cool, but you had all this time to do anything with it and nothing comes of it. It's just too much of a mess. I mean, I know there's others critics out there that kind of like, I know Jeremy Jans, he wasn't crazy about it. Then I get Chris Stuckman is like, well, he still gives it a C-. That's your opinion. I respect your opinion.
I was a little put off by
all the negativity you have, and you give it a C-. That's too generous, dude. You got to understand that there's flaws here. You got to understand that
this is not minor stuff. This is not. Oh, I can forgive that. No. This is major flaws.
It's major because we're dealing with $1 billion corporation. That entertainment is their game. Okay. And they have this beautiful thing called Star Wars that means so much to everybody. And what they do to it, the hack job that they do to it, you got to be, as a critic, you got to be critic where it matters most. This is one way where it matters most. For me, a 1 out of 10, I give it a 4 out of 10.
I think it's the worst Star Wars movie out of all of them.
For me, they don't exist.
Well, hold on. No, for me, it jumps between Last Jedi and this one.
For me, they don't exist. I'm gonna plan on seeing Last Jedi again. I don't plan on seeing even this a second time. I just don't. The Force Awakens, there was hype there because we were like, we're going into a fresh Star Wars movie, and it crumbled. Like it's so much hype, and then you just watching it, is where it's going. It's like what? And then the Last Jedi had a chance to do, if there was going to be anything to kind of, if that's where you're going to make up for it, it was in the Last Jedi, and it was like doing whatever the hell it wanted. It was just retarded.
I blame Rain. Who do you blame more, Rain Johnson
or Disney? I blame Disney.
In general,
Disney, the CEO, Bob Iger, Kathleen Kennedy, the people of power. You have a responsibility to put people in play that will honor something that needs to be honored. At the same time, I understand you can't please all the fans. I get that. But what we got wasn't even it was like you try to please the fans after you realize the mess you created. That don't work, my dude. It doesn't work.
It does not
All
work.
we want is a good story. I know there's a lot that we get, but you had resources. You had canon to go with. Not canon. You had the legends that was canon. You had a lot of resources to go with. There was a lot. You could have really came together and made something beautiful and memorable. And instead, we have a soulless piece of cinematic Star Wars
garbage.
Yeah.
It was garbage, dude. That movie was...
Real quick, I just had someone who jumped in. Along came Adrian. What's going on? Thanks for joining. He just says Kylo is wasted as you know, as F. Yeah. And I got to agree because Kylo, they're trying to add layers to Kylo. He could, man, even if you wanted the way he ended out, even if you start playing with that early in the beginning, that shows conflict. That shows layers where he has this, desire to want to, be the next in line. But then he has to, abide to who's his.
By the way, that reminds me, that whole
he was so wasted.
The Rilo thing was just dumb.
Yeah, she kisses him.
It was so
weird. It's like I just killed you. But
it was so cringy and fan fictiony. Like
it wasn't even fan service. This didn't work. And then my whole thing is, if you're gonna go this way, and this is what I agree on, like if you're gonna go this way. And they're kind of like something, make them live for Christ's sake. It's like you're playing in this picture. You're spoon feeding.
So you're gonna set up a potential romance between them and then just kill them off? Like what?
It's trash, my dude. It's trash. It could have been. It had potential. Like I said, watching the Rise of Skywalker, I'd be lying if I said that I didn't see glimmers of what could have been brilliance. I saw glimmers there. I saw it there. And it didn't go. It just doesn't go anywhere. It's just like you can't help but get frustrated because you know that it could have been. I mean,
maybe they could have saved this if they had to split this up into 2 movies. Maybe
not even that. You can't.
I think so. I think that if JJ had more time,
JJ made a big mess himself, dude. Sorry, you can't. What I'm trying to say, and this is what I mean. The characters they're bringing in, because obviously they're not going the way of the legends. They're not going away. They just didn't do that. They went away from that. So within their own characters that created, which I think, Rey is interesting, Kylo Ren, like I said, think it's interesting. With their own thing that they're creating, I think there was something good there. But again, it messed up. The breadcrumbs were there. It's at the end of The Force Awakens. You're kind of like, okay, like I get it was too similar to that. Yeah. The structure was too similar. But again, like. You're looking for the Ren and Kylo battle at the end was like, you know what I'm saying? Like she's already holding her own against him. Yeah, he got shot with a blaster, but I'm saying he's a Sith. Was he like a Sith Lord, been in training for how long? Used to be a Jedi since he's a kid. I mean, shouldn't even be happening. Doesn't matter how force sensitive you are. Doesn't matter if you're Palpatine's granddaughter. You need guidance. You need someone to show you how to harness the power. You don't just start flowing with it. You get what I'm saying? So for Force Awakens, at the end of The Force Awakens, it was already like, and then The Last Jedi was just. So I'm saying, like, after The Force Awakens, I agree. If they would have just, with The Last Jedi and maybe the last movie, if they could just go back and just eke all that out of existence and redo from there, I think they could have been something different. But again, we're wishing upon a star in a galaxy far, 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 far away.
I think right now our best hope is Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau and The Mandalorian. And
you know what? I'm enjoying the Clone Wars. I'm watching it again. It's really great. It's great. It's Star Wars. That's all I'm going to say.
It's pretty great.
It's pretty damn great. I'm surprised. And there's even the stormtrooper, the clone troopers, you don't know who's gonna die. Everyone's, I mean, it's just great. There's the stakes are heavy.
It's good stuff. It's really good stuff. Yeah,
great. So, and the Mandalorian has been good. So, there's great stuff for Star Wars.
I'm looking forward to, believe it or not, now because Deborah Chow. She directed 2 of my favorite episodes of Mandalorian. She's going to be the showrunner on the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. So I'm excited about that now because she directed 2 of my favorite episodes of Mandalorian. So
I'm not going to lie. I'm not super crazy about the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. I'm going to enjoy it, I'm sure, but it's not something that it's like almost like out of all the characters in Star Wars, we're going back to Obi-Wan Kenobi. It's like, come on, man.
Oh, dude, I love it. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to disagree with you on that. I love Obi-Wan Kenobi, and I'm pretty excited about it.
I'm not in love with Obi-Wan Kenobi. We got Obi-Wan Kenobi from the classic trilogy, old man, right? And we got Obi-Wan Kenobi that is Ewan McGregor, right?
Yeah.
And then we have Obi-Wan Kenobi from the Clone Wars, right? Yeah. Got his little beard, got his little distinct look. Now we have Obi-Wan Kenobi is this Ewan McGregor coming back?
Yes.
Okay, so if it's Ewan McGregor come back, I like it. Okay, I like it now because of that. Now, if it was another actor, I'm like,
no, it's Ewan McGregor.
Okay, I like it. Okay. Now again, when you think about all the Star Wars characters, when you think about everything you got, it's like, okay, we're going with Obi-Wan Kenobi. You already know kind of how his arc finishes. So it's
I don't know. I'm still excited for that. I love the character a lot. He's one of my favorite Star Wars characters. So I'm not gonna like not want to see anything more about Obi-Wan.
No one's saying I'm not gonna want to see it. I'll enjoy it. I'm just saying, could we do something else? That's what my question is.
Probably. And the thing is, though, they're probably not going to stop.
Something else, and the Mandalorian show you that we got something, right? My thing is like, that's all. I'm asking for just a little something else. I mean, we could do Obi-Wan Kenobi, we could do Anakin, we could do a Han Solo. Could we do a little something else? That's all I'm asking for. Because when you do a little something else with Star Wars, you get beautiful things. Even if it's in the video games, Knights of the Old Republic with Darth Revan, even if it's Jedi Fallen Order, even if it's the Mandalorian, there's a lot of good stuff that you can create with Star Wars that you don't need to bank on the same old characters. This is
okay. So fair enough, but they're already doing something different with the Mandalorian, and maybe they're doing something a little bit more familiar with the Obi-Wan show. See, so and then they're also going to do a Cassian show. He was one of the characters in Rogue One.
I liked him, but I liked him a lot. Him and Jyn Erso, I thought they had a cool chemistry. But we know what their fate is. They're dead. They're particle dust. So now it's like do all the Secret Service missions. Awesome, but it doesn't do nothing for me. I'm just remember, I'm a storyteller. I create stories, so I just look for edge. I look for what could be fun, what could be fresh. You're playing it safe. It's okay to play it safe, but you need to take some risk there, and that's when you take risk is when you could come up with some really great stuff. Mm-hmm. Anyway, I think we jabbered on long enough. Thanks to Long Came Adrian for giving us a great comment on Kylo being wasted. We can definitely agree. I wanted it to be a 20-minute video. If you stuck around to the end, we're just talking about Star Wars. Definitely a lot to enjoy there. Just hearing some two Star Wars fans just give an opinion. This is as bare bones as it gets. I also write my own comic. Check it out on Indiegogo. I got Galactic Rodents of Mayhem. It's anthropomorphic. It's nostalgia done right. Think about it.
And I'm going to be launching my own book, hopefully by next summer, 2020. Paragon Prime
coming out. So we're storytellers and we're fans. So definitely, if you like what you hear from this channel, like, share, subscribe. This helps me get my my audience going, my platform going, because I don't plan on stopping to create comics. I don't plan on stopping to offer critique on awesome movies. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for checking out Gil and Ron.
Or not so awesome movies.
Huh?
Or not so awesome movies like this one.
Oh, we had hope. Yeah. We had hope. Anyway, guys, take care. Be safe. See you in a galaxy far, far away sometime soon. Later.
Bye-bye.
Peace.